Hey guys, if you consider yourself an entrepreneur and you're looking to grow your business, but you don't quite have the technical skill required to do things like build a website or do graphic design, there are options available out there that will help you hire freelance professionals that can really grow your brand and help launch your website or other products and services. Now, if you've done any research into hiring one of these freelance professionals, you've probably come across websites like Fiverr and Guru. These platforms are relatively similar in what they offer, basically freelance workers that can help you with whatever projects you need. But they are very different in terms of pricing and the experts available. So today we're going to be discussing which is better, Fiverr versus Guru, and what might be the best for you based on your particular situation and needs. I'll be breaking down both Fiverr and Guru and talking about a few of the benefits and features of each. I will leave links to both of these down in the description below, along with any deals or discounts that I find that might not be available on their website, so feel free to check them out there if you are interested. Now, Fiverr does boast affordable freelance rates, and it is true you can book a freelancer for as little as $5 sometimes, but Guru claims to have the best freelance experts in the world. Which one is right for you will largely depend on what type of work you need to be done and what your budget is. So we're breaking down a few categories that these platforms share to see which might be the best for you in your situation. First up, we have platform structure and workflow. On Fiverr, you'll be searching through gigs or service packages that promise a specific deliverable. These gigs range in things from writing, composing an advertising jingle, or designing cover art for your latest podcast. Basically, this will help you find a freelancer who specializes in exactly what you need. For instance, if you're interested in having somebody create a logo for you, you can easily see their exact style on there and you can match it with what you're looking for. Guru actually operates the opposite way. You will actually post a job and let the freelancers come to you by bidding on the project. Basically, they submit their quotes and you'll review them to find the best match. You actually can browse freelancer profiles and invite them to provide a quote for consideration, but the profiles are a little bit hard to browse and it's not a really seamless experience. Fiverr is definitely the easier option here. Browsing it is a dream. It has a very appealing layout and fantastic search filters that really let you narrow down your choices. With both platforms, they do incorporate direct messaging so you can communicate directly on the website with your freelancer, which is really a great feature to have. And they also both have a dedicated workspace where you can track and manage your orders. Basically, you can do things like ask for updates, put funds in escrow, and approve milestones or entire projects to release funds. Even though the workflow is similar, Fiverr definitely comes out on top here. Being able to search by project rather than assessing quotes and taking a chance on whether a freelancer can deliver is definitely a great feature. Basically, Fiverr is just quicker and smoother. Next up, we have freelancer verification standards. Now, both platforms do have to verify identity, but only Fiverr verifies skill. Basically, these verifications protect you from spam by ensuring everyone on the platform is who they say they are. Now, with Guru, that's where the process ends. Basically, you'll have to manually vet freelancers based on the strength of their profile, transaction stats, and previous employer feedback. Fiverr does have these criteria, but it also has a few standards in place to make it much easier to determine which freelancer is best for you. Fiverr has a feature called Fiverr Pro Verification, and as a freelancer, you'll have to submit information about your work history and skill, and that will allow you to earn the Pro designation on their profile. If you are a Pro verified freelancer, you can have work samples and showcase your professional background. It is tough to achieve this status, so there are not a ton of pros on offer. Basically, Fiverr will also rate their freelancers based on things like being active on the platform and completing orders with a high rate of satisfaction, as well as a few other criteria. This will categorize the freelancers into level 1, 2, and top rated. If you're top rated, it's a safe bet that your seller will provide what you need on time. Guru does also give stats on seller activity, earnings, and a rate of job satisfaction, but lacks any sort of level or rating system to help you interpret that information. Guru also does equate high earnings with quality work, and that's not always the case. Fiverr avoids this trap, making it the better choice in this situation. Up next, we have Freelancer Profiles. Now, both platforms are relatively similar here. Fiverr showcases gigs, where Guru showcases more general services, which are still essentially showing you the work a freelancer can do for you. Where Fiverr comes ahead in this situation is how the information is presented to you. Basically, Fiverr is more clear, concise, and clean looking. Fiverr buyers rate sellers on a 5-star scale for things like communication and if the service was delivered as described. These ratings are then averaged so you can see a seller's overall rating. The Guru system, the buyer only has to say whether they are satisfied or unsatisfied with the work. The feedback score is displayed on a freelancer's profile as a percentage, and this is also weighted in terms of which jobs were more pricey. So if you do have a more expensive job for a client, that rating will impact your score more. Now, this can be a bit tricky because most of the profiles on Guru have a 100% rating. So how can you choose between two freelancers when they both have a 100% rating and you know basically nothing else about them? Fiverr also defaults to showing you the most relevant reviews rather than the most recent, so this is really a great option to give you a better picture of who the freelancer is and their current workflow. Now, in terms of pricing, both do offer expert services, but only Guru charges for expert prices. Now with Fiverr, there are tons of Fiverr gigs that cost just $5. There are definitely lots of more expensive options out there, but you can get some quality work done for just $5. If you do hire one of those Fiverr Pro freelancers that we mentioned earlier, you'll get into spending a lot more money. Generally, Fiverr gigs will list a basic, standard, and premium package with different prices, with the premium package typically including extras like more revisions and additional file types. Now, Guru is completely different. You'll be able to create a custom agreement between you and your freelancer, and there are multiple ways to set up payment terms, so it is very flexible in comparison to Fiverr. But on Guru, there's no way to get work done for as low as $5. Freelancers on Guru will list their prices as a per-hour rate and a minimum job cost. Usually minimum costs are between $25 and $50. Another thing to keep in mind with Guru is there is a transaction fee. You will actually pay 2.9% of every invoice as a handling fee. Despite Guru's claims that they have the lowest transaction fee in the industry, Fiverr does only charge the listed price. Now, both Fiverr and Guru do have options to hold funds in escrow to make sure that both you and the freelancer are protected. Both platforms also do accept credit card and debit payment as well as PayPal. Now, our next category is dispute resolution. Both platforms empower you to prevent and resolve issues early. Basically, if you're a seller or a buyer, you don't want to end up in an awkward dispute about payment or work quality. In this case, Guru definitely takes a more proactive approach. Once you hire the freelancer, you will set up your own work agreement outlining the payment terms, scope of work, and other necessary details. There will also be funds placed in escrow to make sure that both parties are protected. Work agreements are also binding on Guru, so if there is a dispute, the arbiter will use the agreement as the baseline for a ruling. Now on Fiverr, they're called gig packages, but they work basically the same as Guru's work agreements. They have clearly defined work criteria and payment terms. If there is a dispute, Fiverr Dispute Resolution Center gives you several options to help you solve the issue on your own. Basically, you can request updates on your order status, extend delivery time, or recommend canceling the order altogether. Also, if the seller doesn't respond to one of your requests, the order will be canceled automatically after a waiting period, ensuring you don't pay for work you didn't receive or aren't happy with. So basically, both platforms do have great features in this regard. So in the end, Fiverr is definitely the way to go for quality freelance work that doesn't blow your budget. Guru does have expert freelancers, but it's much harder to find the best options for your needs, and you're going to spend a lot of time sorting through quotes and much higher rates. I would only suggest Guru if you are interested in a very large, complex project for which you need multiple freelancers. But at the end of the day, for the best all-around option, definitely go with Fiverr for all of your freelancing needs. You can find both excellent freelancers and the best rates anywhere. So guys, I hope this video was helpful for you. If so, please feel free to leave a thumbs up, as I always appreciate that. And if you do have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, as I always love getting to answer as many of those as possible. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching today. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there, and I will see you in the next video.